Hello, and welcome back to part whatever of Stray Gods. I've actually had like a 2 week break from playing this game. There was midsummer. I had a little bit of a midsummer vacay, went to the cottage and spent some time with my family. And then I also started finally streaming on Twitch. So by the time this part comes out, I've probably been streaming for a while. So please do come join me there if you're interested. A lot of my content will be there from now on. These YouTube videos I've been putting out have basically just been me practicing for Twitch. I've been practicing how to talk out loud, but I will still finish up this game and still sometimes do just YouTube exclusive recordings of some stuff. So let's see what were we up to? We talked to Aphrodite, and the thing with Aphrodite happened where she died and passed on her Eidolon, and it was very emotional. I remember I felt genuine emotion in that song and how it all went down. So it's been great so far. I am excited to go talk to Medusa. She is very interesting. There's quite a lot of interesting discussion around her. She's like the spy master for Athena, I think they mentioned. So
This
that's
must be the
cool.
Viper's Nest. Scariest part of town, no sign. Just that one dude glaring at everyone.
Lovely.
Well, I'm here now. Just another day in the life of an idol.
Sneaking around back.
Of
Oh,
all the places to run into a friend,
Pan, what are you doing here?
my favorite
I'm the one
man.
who told you about this place. You didn't expect my curiosity to get the better of me?
Feeling guilty. I don't need you. That's an attitude, Grace. So tell me the truth, Ben.
You aren't just curious, Pan. Why are you really here? The truth this time.
I need to have some dastardly ulterior motive other than to be of assistance. For shame, Grace.
Pan. Let's be real.
It's true. I am a bad man, and I spoke poorly. I did not, however, want you wandering into this without advice.
That's nice of you. If you're being honest. What is your
If
advice?
you have any advice, Pan, I'm all ears.
Well, I assume you know how Medusa became what she is.
Apollo mentioned it, yeah.
It is a sad, sad tale. Athena cursed her. A travesty of justice if there ever was one.
Yep.
Thing is, Athena no longer has the power to undo the curse. Or so she says.
So she says.
What I'm trying to say is that Medusa is not happy about it. Perhaps that's something you can use.
Definitely. We are both having a rough time with Athena and her choices. So we can relate with Medusa in some level. Nothing as bad as what has happened to Medusa throughout the years, I imagine. But Grace is about to die in a couple days. So let's see. Is she really
Apollo
a spy
said
master?
she's some kind of spy master for Athena. Is that right?
A truer description, I'd say, is that she's more Athena's servant.
Yikes.
Poor thing can't survive on her own. So
Why?
she's become whatever Athena needs. Spy master, enforcer, provider of garden statuary.
Yeah.
She sounds terrifying.
Sounds like
More
Percy
importantly,
Jackson.
Grace, she's clever. Medusa will be no simple target.
She ain't simple target, I say. Gonna be a tough customer, this one.
Medusa's clever and works for Athena, but what's she really like?
She doesn't exactly come to the parties, Grace. Medusa is an enigma to most of us.
Nobody knows.
If idols hide in the shadows, she lurks in even darker places. She's an outsider, and she loathes us as much as she needs us.
Is she dangerous?
Let's just say we're all rather relieved she stays away.
This is very interesting.
Medusa is the one who turns people into stone just by looking at them, right?
People, yes. Idols, not so much.
Oh.
Or that's my assumption. I'll admit to not knowing if she's ever turned her gaze on one of us.
I could go in there and boom, statue time?
Maybe. Probably not.
You're fine, Grace. It's all gonna be good.
Okay, enough talking. Time to do this.
See, that's the spirit. Now there's simply the matter of getting you in before she's aware you're here.
And you'll help me with that?
As best I can, certainly. Though I do hope you have some kind of plan.
Some
A
kind of
word of advice
blame.
before we proceed. Once you find Medusa, make the number a knockout.
Alrighty. We're gonna make a hell of a... Ooh, this is an... Okay, now I get to like, Use a distraction, find another entrance, confront the enforcer. That seems like a bad choice. Distraction, find another entrance. Let's see if we can find that. Let's sneak in.
You didn't have to follow me up here.
Nonsense. I'm helping.
Well, can you help me pick the lock on this skylight?
Do I look like some vagabond cat burglar? It's bad enough I scuffed my trousers during the climb. Far be it for me to question you, Grace, but are you certain this is wise? I rather thought we would use our wits to gain entry.
Well, you should have
I
said
don't
so,
recall
bro.
you having any suggestions, Pan?
You were so eager to start climbing the walls, I didn't want to discourage your vigor.
Plus, you wanted to stare at my butt on the way up.
I can make the best of any situation.
Lol.
And there we go. Coming?
We're both going to regret this.
Probably.
Hell yeah.
Let's split up and look around.
I love their dynamic. Oh, we're going into a song, are we? That dude looks like Reagan from Mob Psycho.
What a long day, hiding in the light. Such a long day, dreaming of tonight. This sacred bite. Hello, who's that there? You've messed up my flow. Just get your drink, girl, and take your seat. Oh, it's the muse. There are sacred bites, and then
Wow.
there's this sacred bite. So wrong, so right. I'm really gonna
Wow, 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 wow.
myself to
Help, please.
fight.
Before you start the show, Pan said to say hello.
Oh no, I made the wrong
That's what he
choice.
said to say.
Well, any friend of Pan's is a friend of Pan's.
Okay. I hate to interrupt your flow. There's just some things I need to know. I wish there was another way.
Yes, you do. Now, look into me. Your body goes freely every time. As it tenders, turning into
Fight, fight, fight. I should have chosen the fight in the first option. I forgot I needed to make it a show. That's what Pan said.
What'd you say, Grace? You okay, Grace? Where's the game face this time? You are currently experiencing experiencing something I like to call the preparation. Any questions or comments? That's right, it is widely known that I can turn folks to stone. But oh, I won't this time.
Let's do this.
Cause this time I find dine that oozy musy bloods my wine this time. Look into me. Oh, she's looking away. Hey, look
You flipped that hood.
me.
Then out came the snakes. Oh, you're so good. Finally, some steaks. Oh, the ice thing. What a difference
Oh, shoot.
an actual monster makes.
Oh,
Athena made you like this.
She was mad at me. So
Well, why was she mad?
she said I'd been bad.
Had you been?
No. Now look
oh, no.
to me.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Listen, Medusa. She hides you in shame, but she uses you all the same. You could live another way. If I was treated like you, I'd be a monster too.
That's kind to say, but you could never be a creature like me. You didn't kill
Kill Calliope. So you know that it's true that I didn't do it.
No,
Yes, you do know. You know, does that mean Athena knows?
no. Okay,
Ooh.
it's dinner time. Fine grace, highly
To tell her you that I'm what? Bait? Not the feature show. Come on, try.
But
Let's go.
gonna suffer.
Save me, Pan.
Stop it! Stop it, Pan! You have no right to interfere.
It's been a long time since I played these. Good to know the old pipes are still warm.
What the heck did you just do?
Snake charming. Medusa can't help but be enthralled.
Begone, pest! How dare you invade my sanctum?
Oh, I see. Would you prefer I resume playing?
You ready to talk?
Oh, fine. Fine. What exactly is it that you want, pretty muse?
Oh boy, that song did not go as planned, I feel like. I didn't quite match the vibe correctly. Very cool though. Very, very cool. Why were you at the reliquary?
You were at the reliquary the night Calliope was murdered. I want to know why.
Blast! This is why I didn't tell Lady Athena. I knew it would come back to haunt me. I only followed pretty Calliope to the reliquary. I never spoke to her, never even caught up to her. I swear it.
But you were there that night.
Yes, I admit it. Ugh, Lady Athena will have my head. She'll mount it on a pike. Whatever you might think of me, I had no part in the Muse's death. I did not even know she'd been attacked until I saw her fleeing.
Yeah.
Asterion said he caught up with you out in the fog. Is that right?
I I thought he was the one who had attacked her. He is a great beast of a creature.
Aw, he's soft.
Oh, that seems rather unlikely. The bull's as gentle as a lamb.
Yep.
Yes, I only realized my mistake once I caught up to him, and by then the muse was gone.
And you never found her afterwards?
I thought she might flee to her pretty home, or to the sharp and prickly Persephone. She did neither.
Yeah, she came to see me.
Why were you following
You followed
her?
Calliope to the reliquary. Why were you shadowing her at all?
I am Lady Athena's spymaster, yes. Calliope has been trouble from time to time.
Trouble.
Trouble enough to keep an eye on, hmm?
I keep watch over every idol who no longer lives in Olympus, but especially Calliope. When I realized she was headed to the reliquary that eve, I followed. I had a duty to Athena.
Huh. Well, did you find
Did
anything?
you ever find out why Calliope went there?
I was never close enough to ask. When I drew near to the reliquary, that is when I saw the muse fleeing. She was frightened, bloodied, dying.
Aw.
A tasty snack for you to hunt down.
I gave chase, yes, but to discover the truth. I knew Lady Athena would wish to know.
That does make sense from your perspective.
I didn't learn the truth until later. And then it was far too late.
She was gone. Didn't tell Athena.
You haven't told Athena any of this?
Now. Don't make me charm it out of you, my dear.
I told her Calliope was at the reliquary that night. I did not tell her I was also there.
Why not? Wouldn't Athena find out from Hecate anyway?
I was not thinking clearly. I panicked. Lady Athena barely tolerates my presence as it is. If she thought I was involved in any way, if she even suspected...
Oh dear. I feel for you, girl. Clearly, you and Athena have an interesting relationship, let's just say. And, Athena is becoming more and more like sus to me.
Why should we believe you? You did just try to eat me, remember?
I am telling you the truth.
One that conveniently paints you as innocent.
You presented an opportunity. Oh, to taste the sweet, sweet blood of a hero once again.
You're not helping yourself, girl.
It's a problem. I've been working on it, I really have.
Oh.
Oh, Medusa.
Well, what of you? The only reason I knew Calliope was going to the reliquary is because you informed me.
Pan?
Well,
Pan?
Oh, is that so?
it is true. But Grace, I can explain.
Please do, sir.
I'll bet you can. Let's put a pin in that for the moment, shall we?
I am a monster. It's true. I do not deny it. It's still. I did not kill the muse.
I believe you.
Okay, let's say we believe you. For the moment.
Whatever you do, pretty muse, I beg you. Do not tell Athena of my indiscretion. Show mercy. I
Ooh.
know what I am horrifies you. It horrifies me as well. I cannot help what I am. I did not ask to be cursed like this.
Yeah.
Whether I tell Athena depends. Have you done this before?
I...
Medusa, what happened to Artemis?
Medusa?
She left?
Did she?
I am a lost and cursed thing.
Medusa.
No,
Not Artemis.
If Lady Athena should learn the truth...
You would probably die, I imagine.
I hope you find what you seek, pretty muse. And that we meet again someday. And sing a different song.
Yeah, what happened to Artemis? She's one of the cool Greek mythology things. Yikes. Now, Pan.
Now, before you say anything,
You knew. Right from the start, you knew Calliope was there that night.
well, yes. She asked for the key and I gave it to her, no questions asked.
Sir.
I never lied to you, Grace. I said I didn't know what became of Calliope at the reliquary, and I didn't. But I wanted to, so I nudged you in the right direction.
Why not just tell me? Yeah, why did you do that?
Why? Is there some reason you need to know what happened to Calliope?
Is that so strange? Don't we all desire justice?
I'm sure it's
You
more
sent me
than
to the
justice
reliquary
for you.
because you wanted justice.
Yeah.
I am trying to help, Grace. In my way.
Here's the thing. I do believe he is trying to help. He's just not very good at it. He's a schemer. A schemer at heart. I am not breaking up with him here. I still like him. I like their dynamic. He in my way. Yeah, explain.
What do you mean in my way? What way is that?
The way where I don't take all the blame.
Fair enough.
What else will I discover, Pan? I'd rather learn it now than later.
I wish I could tell you, Grace. I truly do.
Why can't you? Tell me. Give me the deeds. Huh. Well, I'm gonna go talk to Apollo. The option is there, so might as well see what he has to say.
Grace, back again so soon. Did you find Medusa after all? You've been on my mind ever since you told me about her.
I did, and it was fine. I told you it would be.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it almost wasn't fine, but it worked out. Nobody got hurt.
All is
see.
well.
Perhaps you'd best tell me what happened then.
Yeah, let's share the deeds. Tell me about
That
Pan.
sounds like quite the harrowing experience. One that could have gone very poorly indeed.
Yep. But it didn't.
It
Haha.
could have, sure, but it didn't.
This time. Still, you learned a great deal.
It cleared Medusa, but Pan, not so much. Just the opposite.
Yeah, dude
Have you
became more
confronted him
sus.
about it?
He admitted to selling out Calliope, but not to killing her. I don't know if I can believe him.
I've never thought of Pan as a liar so much as a manipulator. Still, he would do anything to protect himself. I'll have to give this some thought. I did tell you we could discuss your memories and the Eidolon more in depth after the party. Did you have any questions, or?
Well. Yeah.
When all these memories start to return, will I feel different?
Well, let's see. It starts as dreams you'll have of places you've never been, people you've never met, fleeting images, feelings.
Vibes.
Then they'll appear while you're awake. You'll be eating breakfast and suddenly recall when you last ate something similar in the 17th century. The only difficult part is that eventually it can be hard to differentiate between your life and all those other lives. They blend together.
It does sound confusing.
A little, yeah. And not all the memories will be good ones. It can take time to process.
Crikey, that sounds kind of terrifying, horrifying, everything. I don't know how I would feel if something like this happened to me. Yikes.
How many times have you died? Can I ask that?
Well, we call it passing on, meeting the Eidolon, and it's fine. I've passed on 12 times that I can recall.
So your name isn't really Apollo?
Most recently it was Lucas. Everyone Lucas ever knew is gone, however, so these days I prefer Apollo again.
Lucas? Seems weird to think of you as a Lucas.
It was weird for him, too. Much like yourself, Lucas becoming Apollo was somewhat of a surprise.
Sounds like there's a story there.
Tell me.
Tell me about this Lucas. How did he become you? Or is it how you became Apollo?
Apollo had taken to surfing.
Okay.
He left the city without permission and roamed the coast looking for... Well, I'm not sure now.
He was looking for
Wherever
that
it was,
wave.
He found it one night when a giant wave took him down. He was drowning, and I thought, this is finally it. But it wasn't. Lucas saw Apollo struggling and swam out to save him. He pulled us ashore, but it was too late. It took a long time to realize what happened. I didn't return to the city until years later. By then, everyone thought I was Apollo's chosen successor.
So no trial for you, huh?
It wasn't easy at first, without memories or anyone to guide me, but no, nothing like that.
So Hermes didn't come pick up the corpse like with Calliope.
You said it becomes hard to differentiate your life from the others. How hard, exactly? It'll still be me, right?
Grace, would you say that who you are is at least in part due to your experiences?
I guess so, sure.
Well, you'll have a lot more experiences. They won't feel like someone else's either. It will feel like you did all those things. They will shape who you are now, just as they shaped Calliope and all those who came before her. The good news is, you won't get all the memories. Each time we pass on, the older memories fade.
That's terrifying.
Wait, how is it good that old memories start to fade?
We're many thousands of years old, Grace. If all of those memories returned with perfect clarity, you'd drown in them.
Yeah, but
Yikes.
doesn't that mean you've all forgotten so much?
Tell me, how much do you remember from when you were a small child?
Fair enough.
Bits and pieces, I guess. Not much.
So it's, oh boy, still
The same
scary.
for us. The further I try to think back, the more blurry it becomes. I remember the important bits, but little else. Some of the really old memories. There's so many mortal stories that get mixed up with them, things my previous selves learned as legends. It becomes hard to tell. It takes time, Grace. You'll remember all the lives you've led, but at a pace you can handle, and nothing more.
Huh. That's still terrifying. I don't know. That sounds terrifying.
Wait, what would have happened if Lucas hadn't tried to rescue you? What if no one was there when you...
When I died, then the Eidolon of Apollo's line would have ended forever, I think.
You think?
There have been stories about Eidolons that survive for a time and go wandering. That's probably all they are, though. Stories. It's not something we've had much opportunity to study, but normally death without passing on is how an idol really dies. Forever.
Scary. That's scary. I know I keep saying that.
It's a lot to consider. Assuming I'll even have time to worry about it, what with the trial coming.
Yeah, busy.
Hopefully this eases whatever concerns you might have had.
No.
Anything else you'd like to discuss while you're here?
Oh, there's so much to talk to you about, apparently. Yeah, let's just get some
I'd like
lore.
to know a little more about the idols. I am one now, right?
You are. What would you like to know?
Well, what are we? Where did we come from? If an idol is a soul that moves from person to person, it must have started somewhere, right?
The short answer is, we don't know.
Just
I
happened.
think far enough back I can remember bits and pieces. I remember my first Pythian games, the day the idols split in two over Troy. the day my first son died. But before that, nothing. None of us do. I vaguely recall the very first Apollo many thousands of years ago, but was he the original? Did he appear out of the ether? I couldn't tell you.
Psst. Isn't it strange to not know where you come from? For all you know, the idols could be aliens.
Interesting. The notion that there might be some other place far away where we're the norm is comforting.
Yeah, I guess.
Sadly, our memories are filled with blanks. There was a war with beings we called the Titans. A terrible conflict where half our number died, yet do I remember a single battle.
Nah.
The last was after Rome fell. Zeus called us together to relay the news, told us to prepare for battle. And then, in the blink of an eye, I was in the 16th century.
Wow.
What made us forget 1,000 years? What happened during that time? We don't know. Athena calls that period the gap.
That's a really big gap. What? Gimme
The
deets.
gap you mentioned. What was that like? Did you just wake up one day, or...
I know I was alive. I passed on my eidolon who knows how many times, yet the moment I woke up, as you call it, all memory of that period was gone. It was Athena who found us. I was in France, I think. She came to my farm, and the moment I laid eyes on her, I just knew. It all came back. Did someone do that to us?
Where?
Did we scatter to the winds for 1,000 years on purpose? It's a mystery.
What about Athena? I mean, she's the one who found you, right? She must have been aware.
Athena claims she awoke on her own and spent the next century locating the other idols.
Zeus.
We've pieced together very little of the gap or of our origins. We simply live with it. Gods we may be, but I'm afraid we don't have all the answers.
That's very interesting lore. So I imagine maybe the gods came together and on purpose for God to, protect themselves from dying out or something. But this Athena just remembering out of nowhere. Sus Serenos I call. Thought-provoking, let's say.
Tell me more about Calliope. You and her were good friends, right?
For centuries, we were far more. I was the god of the arts, and the muses were my constant companions. We went everywhere together. They had many names, but the three most common were Clio, Thalia, and Calliope. The sisters of beauty, I called them, though they weren't always women.
I never thought of that. Do idols change gender a lot?
Most of us seek out inheritors who are like us, I suppose, but not all. Calliope, in fact, was a man in our previous incarnation.
Oh.
Christoph, I think his name was. A poet Calliope adored. I was surprised when she made him a muse.
Interesting.
Who did Calliope become after that poet, Christoph?
You have to realize we're already into the period where Calliope and I weren't really speaking. She showed up one day in her new form, the one you met. An opera singer whose name she never revealed. We fought, as I recall. I told her she couldn't pass on every time she met an artist she fell in love with. Eventually she'd forget everything about who we were and where we came from. She said she'd rather forget than wallow in old memories like I or the other idols were doing. It was time to wake up and make the best of our situation. Calliope was an idealist without compromise. Always. She hated what we'd become. What I'd become. She wasn't wrong.
So she was a bit of a host hopper, let's say. Changed Eidolon hosts often.
From how you describe it, you and Calliope fought a lot.
As often as we saw each other, which became less and less as time wore on. However, she fought with everyone.
Bit of a problem child.
Calliope hated the idols being kept secret. She and Athena would get into screaming matches over the rules, and it got so I could no longer protect her. She moved out of Olympus years ago and kept to herself. I just assumed she was wrapped up with some new artist when I got the news.
Do you regret not making up with her?
Every day I think about our last conversation and what I should have said or done differently. The problem with immortality is that you think you have all the time in the world.
Yep, and then you lose what you love without realizing it. There's so much stuff to say with Apollo.
It wasn't only fighting with Calliope, right? Surely there were good things too.
Is that how it sounds? No, she was marvelous. A force to be reckoned with if there ever was one. In the darkest days during the war, it was her songs that gave us hope. She kept Aphrodite alive through sheer determination, I think. Calliope cared. About us, about art, about people she'd only just met. It was her greatest strength as well as her greatest weakness.
I wonder why she picked me. I don't feel like I'm any of those things.
You underestimate yourself, Grace. I see a lot of her in you. She chose well.
So much to talk about.
What happened to the other muses? You mentioned 2 others. Were they lost in the war?
Cleo perished centuries before. The victim of an obsessed writer she'd spurned. He kept her in a cage as his personal muse.
Ugh.
Ugh, that's pretty dark.
It was. By the time we found her, she was already... Well, it's enough to say her captor didn't survive her for long. Talia, however, was lost to us on the very last day of the war. We were about to leave on the ship, but she just never showed up.
Do you know what happened to her?
We never found out. I worried for years, even hired people to look, but as far as I can tell, she up and vanished into smoke that day.
Oh
The war
no.
had ground her down. I was upset, but not surprised.
That's horrible.
Earlier you mentioned your son dying. Did I hear that right? Can idols have children?
It was rare, but yes. Back in ancient times, some of them even became idols themselves.
Some of the idols are actually family then.
Not anymore. Most of our children met terrible ends. A gift of the fates, perhaps. I don't know. The ones who weren't idols... It's hard, watching your children grow old and die. Never understanding why they can't have the same immortality you do, and why you can't grant it to them. My first son is why I'm not permitted in Hades any longer. Let's simply say that most idols have stopped having children, and maybe leave it at that.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be a horrifyingly traumatic experience to be a parent to somebody who can't be like you.
Tell me more about the war. It seems to have had a huge effect on all of you.
I don't think we would have left the old world otherwise. It was home.
From Aphrodite's song, I know Ares betrayed everyone. What did you do?
Nothing?
I
Oh!
caused it.
What? What did you do?
I foresaw what was going to happen, so I tried to prevent it.
No.
I told Ares. I figured if the god of war couldn't stop what was to come, then
And that's why he betrayed everyone.
he decided the idols were a lost cause. Because I told him we were.
Oh. Man. Not your fault, bro. Prophecies are ass.
Has your power ever helped anyone? Even once?
On occasion. The fates are cruel, however, and they don't like being meddled with. My time afterwards was spent helping the survivors, keeping us on the move. If Hephaestus hadn't intervened, we would have all been captured.
And he's...
Oh, gone now, we assume, like so many others. We are nothing more than refugees from a war long over, Grace.
Oh boy. I fear Hephaestus? Hephaestus is just a prisoner of the freaking military. Oh man.
I'd like to know a little more about you. All I know is you live in a dump, you have an oracle, and you...
I'm not sure what to tell you. One day has bled into the next for so long I feel like I've been lost in the spaces in between.
Wow, that's a bit dramatic.
Yeah, well, it comes naturally. Music and the arts were once under my purview as a god.
How did that get decided? Did you have a big hat full of pieces of paper and you all picked at random?
If
No,
only.
we chose them for ourselves. Some, at least. Others were given to us by our priests. We collected godly responsibilities like marbles.
Yeah.
People collect marbles?
Or whatever it is mortals collect these days. Cars, perhaps?
Only
Point is,
rich
we took
people,
our godly
Apollo.
duties very seriously.
Yeah.
You must have been very different back when you were a proper god.
Proper.
I think most of us were. We saw ourselves as, I don't know, teachers. Mortals were our students, and we guided them to enlightenment. We thought we were special, infallible. I was as magnificent as the sun, and I surrounded myself with those who basked in my radiance.
That doesn't sound like you.
Yeah, I was arrogant. If there was a man or woman I desired, then I had to have them, or there would be consequences.
Oh, yikes. Yikes.
You wouldn't have liked me. I wouldn't have liked me.
Yeah, no, the Greek pantheon has indeed done some stuff. Some highly questionable stuff. Oh, yikes.
So what is Persephone's beef with you exactly? Is it just about what Hades did to her?
That's no small thing.
Yeah, no.
It seems more personal than that.
I mentioned how Persephone's kidnapping almost meant war between Olympus and Hades, yes? Well, while this was all going on, Persephone managed to escape the underworld, and I'm the one she encountered first.
Oh no, what did you do?
Hades was hot on her heels, and I had a choice. Either do battle with Hades and start the war right then and there, or let him take her back.
Yikes.
Zeus would have had my head if I had sparked a war. Yet all I still think of are Persephone's eyes as Hades smugly took back his prisoner. It's not my finest moment.
Really difficult choice to do under pressure also. Can't say if I would have done it different or not, but tough. Have you ever tried therapy? Yeah. Yeah.
Apollo, have you ever tried, I don't know, talking to someone about how you feel?
I will never understand this modern fascination with therapy and focusing on one's feelings.
Sir.
It might help. You never know.
Yes, I've tried it. There was one I used to speak to. Hecate enchanted him never to reveal what I told him. I don't know that unburdening myself to the man helped. He wasn't exactly trained for this sort of problem.
It is kind of hard to relate to a god, sure.
I do appreciate the thought. But I'm afraid muddling through is as good as it gets for us.
You all need a idol who's also a therapist. Think about it. One of you should pass on your idol on to a gosh darn therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever. Anything that you can talk, someone you can talk to, people.
Was it hard for the idols to come to the new world? It's just a place like any other, isn't it?
I don't think it was the place so much as the condition we were in. Shell-shocked, one might say. Our entire world had been turned upside down. Suddenly, we had rules. Secrecy was paramount, and no one was permitted to leave the city. Some, like my sister Artemis, couldn't abide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Goddess of the hunt. And a wild thing herself. She left, I think. Faded away without a word. As many did in the early days here.
Oh dear.
Later, Athena became even more strict. For our own good, of course, but it hasn't been easy. This city has never felt like home so much as a temporary shelter.
We had Artemis mentioned with Medusa. Medusa might have done something to Artemis and Pan might know. Maybe somebody should tell Apollo, maybe, please? The Serp should know what happened to his sister. I also want to know what happened to Artemis.
That's all I can think of for now.
Oh boy.
I'll see you around.
Of course. I look forward to it.
Thank you for the lore dump, Apollo. That was a lot of lore dump. Let's head home. See what happens. Go, please. Oh, misclicked. Oh, Hermes.
Hi, Grace. I can just call you Grace, right?
That's my name. Where's Freddy?
She went out to get snacks. We were gonna watch TV while we waited, but, well, here you are.
Uh-huh. This is weird.
Waited. Were you looking for me?
All over, yeah. Athena sent me to find you, but it wasn't easy. Yeah, you must have been busy.
Yeah, because I stand trial soon.
Right. Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess Athena wants to talk? I can zip us over to Olympus anytime, if you're free.
Uh-huh.
Do I have a choice about seeing Athena? I'm not in the habit of being at anyone's beck and call.
Yep.
I mean, I guess you could say no, but I wouldn't. If Athena wants something, she's gonna get it eventually. She had that look in her eyes, like she really wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
She could always come here. Everyone else does.
Athena entered the mortal world? And now she doesn't do that ever. Can you imagine?
She never leaves. What do you know, Athena? Or she might just be scared, to be honest. How does she... Does she get new hosts ever?
How does Athena manage never entering the mortal world?
She doesn't have to, I guess. Everyone brings her everything she needs. And that creepy owl of hers? Apollo says it's her eyes out in the world. It's everywhere. Watching.
So what, she just never leaves the building?
Athena might have seen
She'll go to
something.
the reliquary and places like that. Just never where mortals are. She wears a toga and calls cars iron horses.
Wow. Wow. So Athena most likely knows something because her owl that sees everything apparently must have seen something that happened to Calliope. Athena is my highest sus person at the moment.
So this is what you do? Ferry people around?
I'm the god of messengers, baby. Travelers, doorways, any kind of transition, really. The old Hermes said that the transition part made even more sense for me, which, extra cool, right?
Yeah.
That's fun. That's
true.
nice.
I can connect any two doorways anywhere, just like that. So it's super easy to take people wherever. I don't mind.
You mentioned the old Hermes a lot. You knew him?
Yeah, I was homeless for a while. It wasn't a great time, and he took me in. Everyone's on the same journey, he used to say. Only the roads are different.
What a
And then he
Hermes
went on
thing to
his journey.
say.
Man, I still miss him every day.
I can imagine.
Wait, isn't he still inside you? Aren't you kind of the same person now?
Not yet. It's only been a year. Maybe I'll feel him again one day. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
You say it's easy, but do you like doing all these errands?
Huh. Yeah, I never thought about it. It's nice to have a purpose. Athena is super sweet, and she has a big, important job. Why wouldn't I want to help her out?
You can't be this nice. Are you for real?
Oh,
For real,
the old
sis.
Hermes used to say that a willingness to serve is more important than a willingness to be served.
Okay. Let's go. This is going to be a long episode. That lore dump from Apollo was long. But let's go.
I suppose there's no point in putting it off. Do your thing. Take me to Olympus.
Okay. Oh, when you see Freddie, tell her I'm sorry I couldn't stick around for the movie. And mind if I say something?
Sure.
You've changed. I mean, from the person I met when I first came here. When, you know, you got it together really quick.
Kinda had to. I have a trial to get ready for.
Thanks, I guess.
But that's a really nice thing to say. Thanks, Hermes. What? Again? Oh, I get a second one? Wow. Well, this is a perfect time to end the episode because it would get really long if I do whatever is next with Athena. I feel like it's going to be a big one. So, let's end it here. Thank you very much if you got all the way here and screamed at my choices because I don't know if I made very good ones with Medusa, but we got some information at least, so that's nice. Currently, my top one suspect is Athena, or at least she knows something, because I feel like, because Calliope was such a rebel, she wanted to reveal the pantheon, the people, the gods. And Athena has a whole thing about has a very harsh line that is not allowed. She will protect the gods with anything. So I feel like she could find that there must have been some sort of rule bending happening, and killing Calliope might have been the way to go about it. But I don't think if Athena did have something to do with Calliope's death, I don't think Athena directly said, let's kill her or killed her. It must have been an accident, a miscommunication, some sort of not on purpose, basically. I'm not very articulate and eloquent at the moment, but I hope you get my point. Anyway, this is the end of the part. Please join me on Twitch and sometimes on YouTube. I also have a TikTok now where I post some TikTok-y content from my streams and my videos sometimes. So please join me, and thank you very much for watching this video. Look forward to the next part. Bye-bye.